Hello, and welcome to the Journey with Janey podcast. We are on season 3, episode 11, and for those of you listening, I know it's windy. I'm going to turn and get myself into a sheltered spot, but I'm just taking a panoramic view, then I'll describe it all to the listeners. So I'm actually back in my motherland where I grew up, and on the top where what we used to call the far side. So for those of you who are only listening, I'm looking right across from the top, right across back to the farm where my grandma and granda used to live, where Jimmy Mouse used to live as well. And down in the bottom you can see the beautiful river in the distance of the trees and the railway track. And maybe a train comes past, there may not. Who knows? So what I'm going to do is try and find a lovely quiet sheltered spot out of the wind. Oh, and I have to point out the tree stump. And for any of you who have been following my journey about my book collaboration that I've been doing about Show Your Light, that is the tree stump that I talk about. So obviously I can't sit on there today because it's not very sheltered. Probably could, but not anyway. So I'm just going to plonk the tripod down, find somewhere to sit, and I'm going to talk to you all from this spot, looking back at where I grew up. So what I've titled today's story as, excuse the dog, she might come and tip the tripod, exactly just like that. So there might be some bits and pieces come floating in. So today's episode's called Places That Hold Our Stories. So I've given a brief description of where I am and what I'm looking at. It was a glorious sunny day this morning and the clouds are sneaking in. So you have to remember we're still in March. And standing here, actually, oh, here comes a train. Now you're not going to be able to hear us for the train coming past. So there you go, you get the full scene with the train going along the bottom. Yeah, standing here looking over the farm, there's so many things have changed and it all looks very familiar, but it all looks very different at the same time. And while I'm sat, I'm just thinking about all the memories and how places actually carry our stories, and how time passes but our memories still picture places. Like when I walked up here today, I actually thought I'd spotted the tree stump further down the hill, but actually the tree stump's here where I'm sat, but it's under a massive holly tree. That holly tree wasn't as big as that, or I can't even really remember the holly tree, but I could remember the tree stump. And I have a bit of a feeling of kind of reconnection almost, sat here looking across the farm and looking across onto the house where my grandparents grew up as well. It's absolutely, it's kind of given me a bit of a boost and a bit of a lift today, if I'm honest. It's also a very special space because when I'm finished recording, I'm going to turn around. This is where we spread my mum's ashes. It's where she wanted to be so she could look over the farm, and it was actually her favourite place of the farm because she could look back at her home where she grew up as a child. And actually it is a very, very special space. Saying that, sat here now talking to you guys, I realise that. It's actually on the back cover of my first book as well. So I think it's a gentle way for me to you to acknowledge the grief almost. I've kind of veered away slightly a bit recently over recent episodes and not really touched on the grief issue. And I think because it's Mother's Day coming up tomorrow here in the UK, and I was drawn to come here today. Something said just come and do your podcast from here. And that has kind of made me realise that how your grief actually evolves as you grow. And over time, waves, as I keep talking about it, waves of grief. It comes in all shapes and sizes. And if you think about a wave and how they move in and out and, you know, the rhythm of the sea and things, the waves are sometimes very calm, but they still move in. Tide still comes in, the tide still goes out. And sometimes they're fierce in the storms. The waves come crashing in and the waves go crashing out. So for me, sitting here today, it's almost like, yeah, Mum's no longer here with me in the physical, but my relationship, I suppose if you want to call it that, and the memories of Mum shaping who I am today, it's different, but it's still the wisdom, I suppose, and the trials and tribulations we had growing up, the arguments and the, I'm going to say challenges, the storms we went through while I was growing up, making me who I am today. And I know that was her way of showing me my path in the world. So it's quite reflective sat here, to be honest. And just one thing that you could probably think about, that as I'm sat here, I can almost, well, I can feel the presence and the power of being sat here. And the people who shape us never really leave. They live in the way we see the world. So for me, that's Mum looking down going, go on, you're having a great time, you're living life, you're doing this, this and this. But honestly, I think I can probably still see her rolling her eyes at me, questioning my choices. But yeah, that's fine. That's exactly fine. So, Mum was a big kind of influence in my life, I suppose. And even when we were nursing her through the palliative care, she was already teaching me the anger and confusion almost that I was going to feel after Mum left her physical body. And I think, actually, Mum gave me the confidence and joy by, I'm not going to say forcing, but actually being there and pushing me, giving me the chances to keep trying to go to Young Farmers, which has built my confidence, built the community and the tribe that I am, found me, I suppose, and shaped who I am. And I talk a lot more about that in the collaboration book that I'm doing, Show Your Light. I know I've mentioned this a few times. that is basically what my story is about in there. And it's not just mum. Our families in, the support network that we have, and I know not everybody has that. Not everybody has a family circle like we had growing up here, a loving family supporting each and every one of us. And families do shape who we become without us realising at the time. And what we need to understand is we can accept or reject what those families are not pushing onto us, but their thoughts, their expectations of us. It's up to us whether we accept it or reject it. We have choice in this world, and we have choice of what we want to carry forward. And I'd probably say that Mum's legacy kind of lives on because we're sat here looking at the farm, I suppose, her family farm where she grew up. And I think when we think back to our childhood, like I said before, not everybody had the childhood I had. I'm eternally grateful for the family circle that we had and the support and love of each other. Not everybody has that. But there will be some good in each and everybody's childhood, be it a challenge that you were sent that has made you stronger to be the person who you are today. And Series 3 has been all about rediscovery. And as I sit here just looking back across next to the tree stump, and that will all become apparent. There's a reason why I keep mentioning the tree stump if you read my chapter or listen to my chapter once that's released. And I feel sat here now at 52 years old like that 17-year-old girl who used to come across here to reconnect to something. Then I didn't really know what I was reconnecting to or what I was actually doing. I just needed space out in nature to be who I wanted to be and be all right with that. And it's taken me that long, 30 plus years to actually be the person I want to be, if that makes sense. So, final closing reflections. I've got no idea whether this makes any sense at all to you guys who are listening today, but I have loved sitting here. The birds are tweeting, the dog's laid herself down behind me, and I'll try and move the camera for those that's watching. It's nippy because we're still in March, and I will come back when it's warmer. Haven't done this since we scattered the ashes, and I should do it more often. I'm going to leave you with a few bits, but what I want to say, love leaves traces in places, people, and the way we live. And we've been doing a lot about nature, how nature helps us pause, makes us feel grounded, and today it feels peaceful. Sat here next to the tree stump, the love is still here, it just feels a little bit different. And thank you for joining me on the Journey with Janey podcast. It's always a pleasure to be with you on a Wednesday or whenever you are downloading and listening to the Journey with Janey podcast. All I ask is that you subscribe so you never miss an episode, and also remember There are ways of contacting me through my website on www.janeywithjaney.com. There's a contact button to book a call, which is a free 15-minute call, and all the details of the ways to work with me are on my website. I'm always available for a chat, a DM, or just a message via LinkedIn or Instagram. We all have the social handles now. Just drop me a message and let's talk. And remember, we don't have to do this alone, which is exactly why I am here to help guide you on this journey. I am the me that I needed 3 years ago, and I hope and feel that I can help you on your journey of moving forward by taking small, simple steps. So from me to you, take care.